super excited about today's stream. We're going to be doing some gaming, like Toby just mentioned. We're going to be in Discord as well. So if you want to join us in the Cephable Discord, you can come in and ask questions, talk to us about some of the stuff that you're trying to do around using Cephable controls in gaming or just ideas you have. Feel free to just jump in Discord or, of course, put stuff in chat. I'll be keeping an eye on that to make sure that nothing goes unanswered. But going to be talking about how to make profiles for gaming in Cephable, how to use the profile templates that we have. And then we're just going to do a bunch of stuff live and actually show, like, at least for me personally, how I go about making controls for different games that I play. And some hurdles that you might run into and sort of how to overcome them. For example, if you run into a game that doesn't work with Cephable controls, or if your camera controls or voice controls just disappear all the time, like how to sort of work around stuff like that. But super excited today to be joined by Toby. If you want to introduce yourself, Toby, we can sort of get started here and jump right in.
All right, sweet. My name is Toby. I also go by Hadija Matal Lady Jew. I'm an occupational therapist who loves incorporating video games with my clients, and then also highlighting how video games can be used as a tool for skill development, from cognitive to also physical, so and everything in between.
And Toby, what are some of your favorite games to play right now?
Oh, right now, okay. I kind of went back to a little bit of my roots and been playing a little bit of modded Minecraft, better Minecraft
Nice.
mod. I've been also excited about Satisfactory 1.0 is going to be launching soon. I'm super excited about that. And then Once Human is a new, kind of like a post-apocalyptic cosmic horror zombie survival game. It's free, and it's definitely scratching the itch because I've been looking for some really cool zombie sandboxy kind of building games.
Someone's at the front door.
Awesome. I love it. I haven't tried that yet. Also, apologies, someone literally just keeps ringing my doorbell because we have people working on the house. So ignore my Amazon Alexa behind me, just constantly reminding me that someone's here. But for me personally, I guess let me just pull up my Steam. I'll show you what my sort of current favorite games are, because it's a pretty strong indicator of just whatever I have actively installed and what I'm playing. One of my favorite ones that I just started playing, brand new, Chained Together. Super fun
Yeah,
co-op
that's a
game.
good one.
Yeah, I feel like it's gone a little bit viral.
Yeah.
Small indie game where you are chained together with your friends and basically doing like ridiculously hard obstacle course stuff. If you've ever played Only Up, it's kind of like that, but like multiplayer, and you can do some really cool stuff while chained together. It's like up to 4 players. The more people you have, the more
Yeah.
chaotic it gets, which is super fun. But today we're going to do some stuff playing Astroneer, which is another one of my games. I've played a little bit of it. I guess you can actually see it, literally 6.8 hours here. So not a ton of time in Astroneer, but it's really fun sort of space exploration, building, sort of creative adventure kind of game, and it's really fun in co-op too. So that'll sort of be the one that we'll use to showcase like building controls, how different stuff sort of works, and everything like that. But in chat, what are the current games you all are playing? Outside of that, I'm playing a lot of Elden Ring. I play a lot of Demonologist with my friends, which is a ghost hunting game.
Oh, that is a
Yep.
good game.
Very spooky. It's like very spooky.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, late night on the weekends, like, who wants to go hunt a ghost real quick? And then we do it, and then we regret it. And then I'm playing Valheim, which was the game we were trying to get up and running today to play, but for both of us before we got the stream started, which I'll blame the technical difficulties here on Valheim too, not my inability to use a microphone correctly. It just kept crashing on us, so we were hoping to be able to show you all some Cephable
Yeah.
controls in Valheim. And this one, I've played a lot. You can see I've got 170 hours logged in it.
Yeah.
And beat it a few
I beat
times.
you at that 180 hours, Alex.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah, no. Oh, Valheim would have been great. We really wanted it to work.
I know. Before we jump into Astroneer, I did want to show you all one super cool thing that we just launched as part of what we're doing with Cephable, which is actually something you can try right now in your browser. So whether you're on your mobile device or you're on your desktop, you're on Mac, you're on Windows, Android, iOS, doesn't matter where, we have a super cool new demo to be able to try Cephable controls directly in the browser. So you can go to trycephable.com. I'm going to put it in the chat too, just so everyone has it if you want to try it live. But you can't leave the stream in order to try it. That's my one rule. So if you've ever played the game 2048, this is a way to play 2048 using your voice, using your face, or using buttons. And so, for example, like if I click on virtual buttons here, I'll get a little sort of intro as to how to play. I've got buttons I could tap either with my hands or other part of my body, or I can click it. If you're on desktop, you can also use keyboard stuff too, so up, down, left, right. But for example, here, if I click up, the numbers connect. I can click left, they connect and get bigger. And the goal is to get your total score to 2048, and that's sort of your win. But there you can see the score kept at the top as you get higher too. So let me show you real quick if it'll work for me. I'm going to hide my camera or disable my camera, and hopefully that doesn't create a whole bunch of other issues, but I want to show you how I can actually do it with my face too. So let me see if I deactivate that. Hopefully people can still hear me, and it didn't create other issues. And then I can jump into head movement controls, and it's going to load basically Cephable camera controls in the browser. So you don't need to download the Cephable app or make an account or anything like that to get started. You can actually just jump right in and play. So you can see it tracking my face, and then when I do things like tilt my head up, it moved up. I can come back to the middle, turn my head to the left, move stuff to the left. I can go up, left, which is usually my strategy. So as quickly as you want to or able to, I can sort of go right and then down and then up and then left. But you can also change your sensitivity settings. So just like how in the Cephable app, you can do things like hide your face, pause, reset your baseline, stuff like that. And you can change your sensitivity for how far you need to move. You can actually do that in these controls too. So we're sort of showing you all of the different things that you can do with Cephable controls out of the box. But without even having to download the app, and you get to play a super fun game. So for example, if I turn the sensitivity way up, I'll turn it up to like 95% and hit save, and then resume, I only have to move a teeny tiny bit. So let me reset my baseline, does a little countdown. And now, for example, to go up, down, left, and right, it's just these little movements. You can see me moving my face, and it's going super, super fast. But if I want to turn it down to even lower, like 14%, well, now I got to do these like really big movements. See, that's how far I had to move in order to actually trigger it, or all the way up in order for it to go up. So you can play around and basically find what works best for you, and you know, keep building your skills in 2048, and then let us know in Discord or any other socials like what's your high score. I think in early versions that we were testing with the team, John Campbell on our team, our director of engineering, he's easily got the highest score. I feel like he's a 2048 master at this point. But yeah, you can go to try.cephable.com and go to give it a shot, and then let us know what your high scores are. So moving on, let's play some big games. So what I want to do is sort of show you how you can set up your controls in the Cephable desktop app to play PC games. If you have questions about console stuff, I'm happy to answer those. It's a little bit more complicated to do things on console with Cephable, requires some external hardware and stuff. But I want to show you how you can get started if you're playing games on your PC. You know, Toby, you'd mentioned Minecraft. You know, if you wanted to play something like Minecraft, if you wanted to play Astroneer, if you wanted to play a first-person shooter game, a 2D platformer game, a point-and-click game, all of those things you can do with Cephable, and it really just requires making sure you got stuff set up right. And so there's a couple things you can do. You can create a new profile, and when you go to create a new profile, you'll see all of the different templates that Cephable has. You can create a new one from scratch, in which case you can map stuff very directly. Like, let's say I was playing a point-and-click game, and I just needed a single click voice control. I can go in, and I can say that I want to say click, and I need that to just press the left click. And great, that's all I need. Now this is my point and click profile. But if I want to play something like Astroneer, sort of an interesting third-person adventure game, well, there's a couple different things you could do. If you scroll down, you'll notice that there's a bunch of different game templates. So we have racing games, we have first-person shooter games or FPS games, 3D role-playing games, 2D platformer games, and even one-click games too. So if you're just like jumping into, you know, your first like browser game, something like that, it's a super easy place to get started. But if we go, for example, and look at 3D role-playing game, because it's probably the closest thing we have to what we do in Astroneer, and we can look at all the pre-built controls that Cephable has out of the box. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 voice commands. I have sprint, which is holding left, shift, and W at the same time. I can say run, or I can say sprint. I have interact, which is typically E, but I'll show you how that might not be the case in some of these games. We have crouch, we have attack, sort of left click. There's not as much like attacking really in Astroneer, so like for example, we would need to change this. We also have arrow key stuff, we have enter, we have close, a lot of voice commands, and then we also have head movements using camera controls for things like basically holding WASD to move your character. So as you move your head around, your character moves around. And so I already have this template set up in my 3D role-playing game. And if we go start our camera, for example, I'll show you what this sort of looks like. And we hop into Astroneer. Once my camera controls are done loading, when I tilt my head forward, my guy starts to run forward. And I can tilt my head back and he stops whenever I center my head. Or if I tilt my head to the left, my guy starts running to the left, right? So I can sit here in the case of Astroneer and just spin forever and ever. And then when I center my head again, he stops moving. So if I can sort of do this like movement around, I can move forward and to the right at the same time by moving my head forward and to the right. I can move backwards by moving my head back that way, just like that. So it can take some getting used to kind of get comfortable with using camera controls for head movements, but it's a good place to start. Another thing that's common, I'll pause my camera controls and make it bigger so you can see my face while I talk, is using camera controls for like basically one type of movement and then using another input for a different type. So for example, Astroneer has this really, I think, kind of funky movement system where if I'm moving, let me go back in the game. If I'm moving to the left, my camera kind of gets stuck. Also, thank you, Toby, for getting all the oxygenator stuff set up. It's gonna make it a lot easier to show. See you working over there. But you know, a lot of games, like if you move your mouse, it would sort of pan your camera around. But Astroneer is kind of funky, where I have to like hold right click and then move my mouse in order to pan the camera. And so it kind of takes some getting used to. But you could also, for example, if you were able to use like WASD or like the left joystick of a controller, but you didn't have something for the right, then you could set up, for example, head mouse with Cephable, and then use right click for something like open your mouth in order to drag. So let me show you, for example, what that could look like. So I'm going to actually just make a new profile instead of editing the existing one. And the only thing that I'm going to do is have it, I'm going to call this Astroneer head mouse, is I'm going to add when I open my mouth by clicking face expressions, open mouth, and I want that to hold right click. Sure. And then when I close my mouth, I want that to release right click. So that's all my profile needs. I open my mouth, it holds right click. I need to actually have this hold. Oops, looks like Toby left Discord. Hopefully she didn't crash. Okay, I need to hold until released, and then close mouth will release, and so I can save this now. If I go switch, welcome back, Toby. I can also turn on in camera settings head mouse. So it's a little bit experimental. If I scroll all the way to the bottom, you can see I can use head controls for mouse movement and click save. And now when I turn on my camera controls, as I'm tilting my head, my mouse is moving. So for example, if I wanted to pan, now that my cursor's in the game, I can So because my mouth is open, I'm holding right click, and then because I'm tilting my head, the camera's moving. Something like that. I'm going to go turn off head mouse because I personally like to use a physical mouse, and then I can use camera controls for WSD. So I can go back, turn this off, save, back on the home page. Oops, I made that too big. I'm going to switch this back to my third 3D role-playing game profile. So Toby, I hear you saying tether over there. How did you set up your controls to use voice. I'm assuming you have a tether voice control set up.
So I was playing around with the experimental feature, which is really cool. I first started with labeling the app I was going to be using, so it was able to pick up the fact that Astroneer uses tethers already, which is pretty cool. So I didn't even have to do that. It was actually just done for me, which is that was really a pleasant surprise.
Oh, so
But
you went and generated it. So I'll show people where that is. When you go into add a profile, just like how we were looking at the templates, if you do this try profile wizard, you'll see this generated control profile. And this is where you can just say, for example, I want to play Astroneer and choose the different inputs. So let's say voice controls, for example. And then you can type in how you want it to work. So if you needed to or wanted to say, like, I specifically want to say tether in order to put a tether down, you could type that. But a couple things to note about the profile generator right now, anyway, this is subject to change because we're constantly working on this. It won't do a good job at like combining with the existing templates, and it won't do a great job with like those more advanced things that I just showed you, like turning on head mouse controls or anything like that. You kind of have to do those separately. But anything where it's like setting up keyboard shortcuts or combos or things like that, it can do a really good job at setting them up for you. So just as an example, let's see if we said, when I say, let me say oxygen, because that's the other thing we need. Put down a tether. And I can go ahead and click generate. It takes a few seconds to generate. In this case, it was super fast. And so now I have this place tether control, and whenever I say oxygen, it taps T. It only made the one control for me. You can ask it to set up a whole bunch of stuff. Like maybe I say, give me tether, and then also give me like arrow key stuff, or give me some other common shortcuts, and it'll set up more for you. The more that you're sort of verbose about how you want it to work, the better it is at sort of mapping. And that's what that like that text field in here is like really useful for. You can say all sorts of stuff here. So yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, it's awesome that you were using the profile generator instead of the templates to get started.
yeah.
And the tether one,
I
especially
did.
being so common of a thing you have to do.
Yeah.
Whoops, I accidentally just closed Cephable. It's pretty awesome. Also, Aaron, I see you in Discord. How's it going?
Hey, Aaron.
And you're muted in Discord if you didn't know. And if you're not there, that's cool too.
Yeah, I ended up tweaking some things a little bit, but another thing it also picked up was like backpack, which I was really surprised about. But then it added some extra controls like inventory, and that's a little bit something you can change because your inventory in your backpack are the same.
True. What's the shortcut for your backpack?
I just say backpack.
Oh, okay. What's the keyboard control that it needs to
Oh,
do?
it is for backpack. It's Q.
Oh, Q. Okay. So I'll go in and I'm actually going to make that manually. So just to sort of show you how you can do that in the Cephable app.
Mm.
So I changed the name of my profile to Astroneer because now I'm adding like Astroneer specific stuff. I'm no longer using like the pre-built template. So I can go in and just add a control manually. So I can say voice control and I can say inventory and then press that. And then you say it was Q.
Yes, Q
Awesome.
is for the backpack.
So I'm going to choose that I want to press the Q key, click finish, and then make sure I save it. And so now I can also, because you use your inventory a lot, I can use a voice command for it, or I could also set up multiple things. So I could say inventory, but let's say when I smile, I also want that to open up my inventory. So start smiling opens up inventory, and then I like using virtual buttons a lot on my phone separately. So I'm going to add that as one too. Hey, Aaron, how's it going? Oh, and I see Evan in here too, in the Discord.
Hey,
Yes.
is my microphone working now?
Yes, we hear you. And you, by the way, your audio will come through on stream, so everyone can hear you.
All right, sounds good. I'm glad my microphone's working now.
Also, I found a really cool thing if you follow the templates.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
This is something I have not seen in Astroneer. I think they've done, yeah, it's been a while since I played, so I'm happy.
Never seen this game before.
Yeah, Astroneer is a fun one. So here I can now smile, opens my inventory. And so you notice when my inventory is open, I also walk a little bit slower, but I can still walk, which is cool. And I can just smile again to close it. Okay, you're terraforming over there too now. I forget, how do I get my little terraforming gun? Do I just come with
That
that?
is so yes, you do. It is E.
Oh, there we go.
There's also oh, that was also another cool thing. It automatically generated a control for that too as well, but it as drill. And I was
Was
like, oh,
drill.
as drill, yes.
Interesting. So I'm gonna go add that in my profile too. I think I have some clicking stuff built in. Let me see. I guess there's no attacking. It's not attacking in this case because I'm using the template, which is what the default
Yes.
is here.
Yes.
But I'm gonna call it drill. I kind of like that, drill, as a voice command. And then I guess you could have that hold left click so it just keeps going until you say stop. So I'm gonna finish editing that. And then I need something to open it, so I need E as an input. So I guess, what would you call this? Like a vacuum? A cannon? I guess it's kind of all of it in this game.
Yeah, it does. It
Let's
does a little bit of everything.
Cannon. And I want that to press the E key. And I think I'm gonna map opening my mouth to clicking as well. Where did that go? I'm gonna rename this to /drill, and then I'm gonna add a face here. I'm gonna do open mouth, and then I need to release the click.
Okay.
So I'm also going to set up that when I close my mouth, it should release the left click. Okay, let's try that.
I think I gave you some tethers.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
there we go. Look at that. I guess it's hard when I keep laughing and smiling just naturally too. It's opening my thing, opening my backpack all the time.
There you go. You gave one more set of tethers. But you should be able to print from your backpack the tethers since we're out of the compound here. There is a cool cave. So it's if we like make a bunch of that tethers, we can go down.
Ooh, okay. Let's go down to the cave. Let me just fix one thing real quick, which is I need to change my smile sensitivity because I need to make it so that I'm doing a more intentional smile. So one of the things you can do is in your camera settings, you can see I've got all sorts of custom configurations here, but I want to turn my smile sensitivity down so that I have to do a bigger smile in order to trigger it. So now like me just like ha 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 everyone versus a really big smile like that, then it opens. But it also means it's easier for me to do things like open my mouth and close my mouth without it also triggering the smiling. So that was sort of one of those things that, like, as you're playing around with especially camera controls and finding your best sensitivity settings, basically finding what works for you. In that case, it was triggering smile too much, so I wanted to turn it down. Ooh, you're building over there. It's like, what are you draining? Okay, where's the, Oh, wait, did you already set up 2 bases?
No. This is what I found.
Oh,
I've never seen this before. Super excited. I didn't want to look too much. Okay, so we got some wind turbines here. That's a free one. Yoink. So
Yoink?
it's like there is. What's it called? Oh, there's.
So I see. I produce music on desktop. I use digital audio workstation. Can Cephable be applicable for this sort of task? Absolutely, it can. So basically, Cephable can do anything that you can do with a keyboard and mouse, and then you can just map different inputs to it. So in this case, I'm using camera controls for like keyboard and mouse stuff in Astroneer, but I can also set up controls in DAW. For example, I do a lot of video editing, even just for work stuff, and some music stuff as well, like in Logic Pro for my music stuff. I use voice control shortcuts all day long. Here's the cave.
Yeah. Tether. Oops. Tether.
I need to set up a tether button on my phone that I can tap.
Yeah, I think it'll be because he uses so much actually, and we set it on my phone too.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna fall in here. Oop, I placed that one
Yeah,
too far.
it's a slippery slope. Oh, 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 yeah. Hold on. There is a way
Oh! Oh, no!
Okay, there is a way to build, and I forgot. Drill. Drill. Okay. All right. I think I'm wondering how to
You know what? It
switch
might not be too bad. I think
vehicle.
we might be able to. Oh, I'm in. Okay.
Okay. All right. I
My
guess I'll leave it
legs are broken.
Ah,
Oh, was there
okay,
someone else
hold on.
talking?
Okay, wait. Okay, we're alive. We got this.
Nice.
Nice. All right. There's some explodey things down here, so we have to be careful.
There's another stanchion.
There's a one. There's another.
Oh, my camera is stuck in a corner.
Oh, I don't know what this green glowy thing here. Oh, okay, these are explodey stuff. They explode. They're kind of toxic. Here. I think we can destroy them.
Hold on, I'm getting my button set up too.
So I tried to find somewhere to type so I didn't have to use my voice on stream, but hello everybody.
Hey, how's it going? Too late, you're part of the stream now.
Too late.
By the way, Evan, I love the
Everybody,
new handle.
thank you so much. Thank you. I figured I was more than a shark, so I'll change it up. But
Okay, I destroyed the thing I was making. Oh, I think we can research these.
Yeah, I just researched a couple things. Oh, those ones are researchable. Never mind.
Yeah.
I forgot scanning and researching are different.
Wait, how do you scan again? It's been a while.
For me, it was just holding F, and it had to hold for a certain amount of time, which is another great segue into showing you how to hold things for a specific amount of time in Cephable. So I'm gonna set up not a new profile, to be my profile, and set up a new voice command for scan. And so then I'm gonna choose to press the F key, and then you can choose to hold a key for like an exact number of milliseconds if you want. So I can say, for example, like 1 second being 1,000 milliseconds, or you could do it where it latches. But let's say it did like, maybe it was like 2 seconds. So now I've got that set up. Now I can start my microphone controls. So I've got voice and my face running in the game, assuming that it's going to give me it's going to pick the right microphone, which I might need to jump into my Windows settings to figure out, because I have too many output devices.
Okay.
Go to settings. Oh yeah.
so I had a quick question, if I can, Alex. You mentioned Demonologist, and that's a game that I tried to play with my friend using Cephable, and I was having a hard time because that game actually requires you to move the camera like Astroneer and the character at the same time. And so I was trying to get Demonologist to cooperate with Cephable, moving the camera and moving the character, but I was having a difficult time doing that. Have you been successful using Cephable and Demonologist, or?
So I've used Cephable with Demonologist not to move the camera, but to move my character, and then I have a different input device for moving the camera. So you could do it with a joystick, or a mouse, or like a trackball, or something like that. Or, I mean, one of the things I haven't tried, but I know some other people have done, is you can turn on head mouse, which will act more like moving the camera. And then I think if you also have it head mouse and the WASD control set up from like the first person template profile, it might be able to do both at the same time. And you could do it inverted. So like, for example, in the camera settings in Cephable, if you did head mouse, you can invert your x-axis. So that means like if you wanted to tilt your head right, so down here, invert x-axis or y-axis. So if you wanted to, for example, when you tilt your head right, have your character strafe right and pan the camera left so that it's more like a natural movement, you could
Right.
use this
Okay.
setup. Yeah, I would say try that. But otherwise, like if you have a different input that works better for the camera, and then you can use Cephable for the other stuff, it might be easier. Or you could try to set up a voice command. Because Evan, I know you've used voice a lot before to do like holding the key, like the, for example, the D key for strafing to the right, and then also moving your mouse a certain number of pixels. That might work. So, for example, if I wanted to do that in Astroneer in this profile, like I could go down to this hold D button, and I could edit it. I could add a step so that while it's holding down the D key, I could have it also move the mouse like a certain number of pixels to the right. I see a question in chat. Can you turn on and off Cephable controls using a voice command or a gesture? Yes. As a matter of fact, right now you can say stop, which is like a very good default. For example, there's a just stop all outputs that you can do. But you can also like toggle your using what we call global controls, your actual voice controls and camera controls too. So for example, my voice controls are paused right now. Start listening. And then it started listening, and so now it's showing my speech. Stop listening. Or pause listening. Pause listening. There it goes. So didn't have to click anything using all voice. You can even do things like, for example, with camera controls, where I have like my face lines on. Let's say I reset my face position and I need to change that baseline, aka this one. You can use a voice command for that too. And you can see the full list in your down here in device controls or global controls. So you can change profiles, you can open apps using your voice, you can pause voice commands. That was that stop listening. You can resume voice controls, you can start dictation mode, you can start optimistic mode, pause your camera, resume camera, switch which camera you're using if you have multiple cameras, all sorts of stuff that you can do at the same time. Yes, so you have basically like the Cephable app is basically mapping like what different inputs, what voice controls can I use, what face or head movements do I want to use, and then what do I want to have happen on the output. So you can either do that via a profile like this Astroneer one, which is this mapping, or you could do it through those global controls. And so these profiles, you can switch them, you can set them up so that they automatically open. Sorry, I have my camera controls running and clicking stuff. So it can automatically open when that app opens too. So let's say, for example, like anytime I open up Astroneer, I wanted to switch to this profile. You can even set that up. So I can go in and say like associated programs, and I want Astroneer. Astro, if I spell it right. Astroneer. You can even see it showing up as a detected list of apps. So now whenever I open up Astroneer, it can switch to it. Because I can also go in here and turn on automatic profile switching. So you can pick and choose like how those things automatically change your controls based off the app you're using too, which is pretty cool.
I like using the stop all when I'm using a lot of controls that are like continuously being pressed. I like having that. It's like a good.
It's a good safety measure for sure. Yeah. Like it makes sure you don't get stuck at all. As an example, like I said, I like using the virtual buttons on my phone. So I'll pull it up on the camera. I'll make my camera controls really big so you can really see my face. It's like in the mobile app, even for Astroneer, like I have a stop, go, jump like type of button. That stop button is my top left one. So that even if I get stuck or like I said a voice command and I can't remember the thing I need to say to like, get something to stop that one thing, there's like just a abort all, stop all button, make sure that no other outputs are happening. But yeah, there's a lot you can do. For example, like you can even set up macros to like type in chat. Does this game have a text chat at all? I don't remember. Let me see.
I'm gonna play around.
I'm not saying
I'm playing on Discord with friends, so we're usually not typing in here, but I believe so.
Yeah, I can't seem to get it to pop up, but. Also, I love your sunflower hat.
I know. I have so many. I spent way too much time with this game. But it's so
So,
cool. I also have a cool place if you follow the
oh
tethers.
yes, let's follow. Let me turn my camera controls back on. Um, but yeah, having a stop all option is super great. As well as
Especially if you're playing FIFA and you don't want them to run in the locker room like we had a problem before. So
yeah, honestly though,
Yes,
that problem might still exist. So like one of the things to know, Astroneer is a great game. Oh, look at this room.
I know.
You're
It's
right, you
really
did find some
cool.
good stuff. There's shiny crystals.
I know.
So for example, Evan ran into an issue before, where basically in FIFA, whenever he had his character move to the left, he couldn't get them to stop. And I think that issue might actually still exist in FIFA. So there are some games, sorry, mining and talking at the same time, where they don't work well with virtual inputs. Not just with Cephable, but like with a lot of different like software-based controls. Like if you use different voice controls, some of them have issues. Like, and so one of the challenges is in those situations is because like the game itself, whether it's from like an anti-cheat or like the engine they're using, I'm gonna pause voice controls while I'm explaining this, or something else like it doesn't respect certain inputs. So sometimes, like, there are some games that we know that, like, Cephable controls just straight up don't get recognized at all. Like, you do a voice control, it works in like a text box, it works in other games, but for whatever reason, in those games, it just doesn't do anything. And then there are other games, like you were saying, Evan, where it might start the control, but it's almost like the keys get stuck. And so even though Cephable is saying, please release, the A key, or please release the left click, it just doesn't let go. And so there are definitely some games that have some challenges with not just Cephable controls, but really any virtual, like, adaptive control software specifically. And so, like, really the only workaround in those cases is to have a physical hardware thing that hits the same button and releases it, which is like super annoying. And Evan, I know you've dealt with that where you've had to like you use Cephable to start something, but then you have to physically still somehow hit a key or a button or something that like does the same
right,
thing or
yeah.
releases it. Yeah. So it's one of the reasons why we're trying to work directly with game studios to integrate Cephable controls natively, so we don't run into issues like that. So that we're able to actually do even more than just like keyboard and mouse stuff, so that we can like do these more like native, like custom commands and goals and actions based off what you're doing, and like just make games more accessible in general, and also on console. Like Cephable does stuff on PC, but how can you go from your PC to your Xbox or your PlayStation or your Switch? Right now, you need like a whole bunch of other stuff in order to make it work. But we're trying to work with these games to make that not the case. Ooh, what'd you find down here?
Be careful. I might die.
Oh no!
Wait,
I just died.
Here. Did you just fall?
Yeah.
No. Oh, I was like, I don't think there's like an. Oh, there I go. Okay, so right, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, same before I got too excited and fell down a hole. If you run into games where Cephable's not working, let us know. Like jump in Discord and tell us, because we're keeping track of all the games that don't work. So as we continue to like find games that people really want to be playing with Cephable controls, we know what like game studios to reach out to share with them and say like, hey, we need you to like work with us to like make sure that people can actually play your game. So whenever you run into situations like that, please let us know, because it very directly helps us have conversations with the studios to do more with them.
Yeah, I'm notorious for that. I apologize.
No, don't. Please do that. More. We need more Evan energy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was it? There was a picture of someone where it says like your best QA tester was basically someone who just actually is just playing around with the game, doesn't have any like QA experience. It's
yeah,
like
they're just playing the game.
Just playing. Just they need all that feedback. So there, that cave that went all the way down there actually led to like a bigger cave with more stuff, but we can still.
Yeah, where I fell to my doom.
Yeah, and there's a way to terraform it to. Oh, we need soil canisters. That's how we can terraform and build up and build
Oh,
like
that's right.
walkway. Which, hold on, we can make in our own backpack. But we're gonna need compound. We need some of the yellow, like macaroni stuff.
Oh,
It's
that's
on
right.
the
The
surface somewhere.
macaronis.
The macaronis. There's some in there. So
We're going
what's cool about,
tetherless.
yeah, what's cool about Astroneer is that there are multiple planets that you can visit, and they each have their own like ecosystem, and certain things that you can only collect from those planets itself. So the game right now starts off really simple, where you're just exploring, but it goes deeper. Just like Minecraft. On the surface level, there's just, some really simple things to do, but as you keep on playing, it's definitely more robust than that.
And there's like, isn't there like, you can dig to the core of some
Yes, actually,
planets?
since this game is old, this is not spoilers. Oh,
true.
no, I didn't want, because I didn't know how, invested it should be. Okay, this game has been out for a while, so this is technically not spoilers. But, you can dig to the core of the planet to unlock certain, features, and each planet has, a different type of, I don't know, gravity system that changes when you get to the core. Oh, hold on.
I'm about to suffocate. Almost back at the tether. Oh, there we go. That was close.
But there are really cool obelisks that you can teleport to when you unlock the core of a planet. Getting to the core is the most fun part, but it's also really dangerous because yeah, the environment changes as you go deeper. But it's really cool.
Guys dropped here by an ancient civilization. I don't know about ancient, but a civilization that's been lasting a long. Why are you guys on all these planets?
I mostly come to these planets to destroy them. And I don't know that there's a deeper lore other than you kind of discover some of it through the story and doing the different planets and stuff. But the game sort of starts where it's just you're a little guy in a little spacesuit, and you just get put on a little planet and survive.
It gives me Outer Wilds a vibe to the Outer Wilds where you're oh, it's just they're just little guys just doing stuff, and then all of a sudden just intergalactic space travel, and you're like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
It's sort of like that. Cause
have you guys ever played Ark?
Oh, Ark, yeah.
Yeah, I have.
We were just talking about that before we started the stream, I think, too.
Yes, we were. Ark Survival would have been actually really hilarious. I don't think we would have survived much.
It's way harder.
Great. It would have been great. Did you play the new Ark, or are you playing the old Ark, Evan? I believe was you talking.
No, the old one, not the new one.
Yeah, the old one is the new one is just a reskin of the. Well, you can tame babies faster. But yeah, so many hours I put into Ark Survival with friends. It's really great. Everyone's first experience is being ganged up upon with compies. It's really tiny. They look really cute until they start nipping at your ankles. Alright, let's make us... I mean, we're only got about 10 more minutes. We can just go off into the forest and explore for the 10 minutes. Or we can go deeper in the cave. What would you like to do?
I have to drop more stanchions.
I know, I gotta go build some more before we go in any direction. Unless we want to go try to find our corpses at the bottom of the cave.
Yeah, no, there's compound here that we can use to build the tethers.
When I saw you guys hover over Valheim at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
I played Valheim for a while.
Oh, I would love to play it. It just wasn't working.
Yeah, Aaron, every time we tried to start a server, even just a local one, it would just freeze on the loading screen for both of us.
Yeah.
It was super bizarre.
Weird.
Yeah.
Because it was this and Valheim was our two we settled on. So yeah, Valheim we tried first. Just get past loading screen.
Gotcha.
I have
Yeah,
no
I
idea
actually have
why.
a profile for the quad stick for Valheim that I made.
Oh, sweet. Definitely share it.
Just getting
I
all
think
the
last
compound.
time, huh?
I'm just getting all the compound.
Nice. Oh, okay. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm running back.
I don't think I can make it. Remember me for what I was.
No.
Wait, I can make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. Oh, I was.
Oh
Are you
no!
kidding me?
Your corpse connected to it.
How is that possible? Oh, it was so close. Oh, at least I know my backpack is.
There we go.
They have a
Making
ton
some
of
tethers.
berries.
You are very talented, Alex, to be able to carry on a conversation and play with face controls while you're doing.
Well, that's why I had to. I had to turn down the sensitivity for smile because every time I do it, I'm like closing my backpack.
Oh, okay. So I got enough tethers to explore. Let me go and backpack.
Gotta wait for my stuff to charge. Also, one cool thing:
Had to,
if you're on a gaming PC without a webcam, like I have a webcam here, so I can use face controls. Another cool thing you can do is you can use the Cephable mobile app and use the camera there for face control. So it'll work the same way. As long as your phone and your computer connects to the internet, then you're good to go. Because I know a lot of people have gaming PCs and not like a camera setup too.
No power. Oh. Oh, it's
Just gotta
just
charge up.
Nice. Alright, we can go towards the forest over there.
Into the woods.
Into the woods.
I have like more than half of my backpack is only tethers, so
Nice.
I'm
Okay,
ready.
so in theory, we shouldn't run out.
Yeah, we'll see.
In theory.
This is another good game too for trying Cephable controls out to, in general, because like you get to definitely play at your own pace versus like trying to figure out controls while you're like under attack from an enemy or something.
Yeah.
And it's also not super intensive on graphics, because if you're using camera controls, for example, like camera controls will try to use your graphics card as well in order to like process your face faster. And so if you like, for example, if you don't have a great machine, like a modern graphics card, or something like that, and you still want to be able to like try, camera controls out, it's a great game because like this. I mean, look at the graphics; they're beautiful, but they're very simple,
Yeah.
so they're not like too harsh on your GPU.
They definitely took the poly design and just like did beautiful things with it.
has anybody made a Baldur's Gate 3 Cephable profile?
I haven't tried playing
I
Baldur's Gate
haven't.
yet.
Wait, you haven't played it or done?
I haven't even tried it. I think I've
Oh.
bought it, but I don't
It's
even.
a good game.
I know.
I got too real when I got to the Goblin Camp. It got too real for me. I was like, my choices seem like they're impactful. They're too impactful. And
They
You have
are.
that like decision
That's what makes
fatigue.
the game amazing.
I will admit I saved Scum for a special book. I saved Scum for a special book that took way too many like rolls to get. I won't spoil, but it's a very special book.
Yeah, the like every decision impacts the rest of your game is like,
Yeah.
it's too real for me. It's like I don't know if did you ever play Fable, like the original Fable?
Oh yeah.
That was sort of like that for me. I was like, oh no, what do I do? Like, oh, we got disconnected over here.
Oh.
Something fell. There we go.
Oh, nice.
I
love that game.
know. I just
There's a new
uninstalled
Fable
it because I
coming
ran
out.
out of room. Yeah, I know, and the first time in a while. 'Cause I think the last one they released was when the Kinect came out, and it was like one of the first Kinect games, and it was like kind of small. It wasn't like super in depth as like the rest of the Fable franchise has been.
Yeah, I only really cared for 1 and 2.
Yeah.
see. I think I want to see if we can find that dome structure. There's like a special like obelisk thing. I
Oh
can
yeah.
let's see if we found a wind turbine.
Bet the Wolf Among Us might be a good
Oh, the Wolf Among
Cephable.
Us was great.
Among Us could be. Wait, you're saying Among Us or something else?
Oh, the Wolf Among Us.
Oh,
It's
the
like a
Wolf
play
Among
on
Us.
the fairy tale, but it's like there's a detective noir, a detective thing that goes on. I don't. It's nice. It's like Batman, but with like Red Riding Hood.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
kind of like a visual novel, but like
Yeah,
you interact with it.
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be a great one to try first too.
Oh, that's a
I was
throwback.
gonna
That's
say
a
Among
game
Us
I've
is
not
hard
played
because
in.
the Among Us game being all multiplayer, you like can't take your time learning controls, and I need to put my gun away before I dig a hole and fall in it.
Chat
And
with
it's heavy mouse too, which if you once you get comfortable with like like head mouse and stuff, you can definitely do it, but it takes some getting used to.
Okay, I'm trying to see. We should find the core soon.
I think to finish the stream, we do need to dig just straight to the center of the planet.
You want to just do? We'll just dig straight down. I
Yeah,
mean, I'm down to do it.
we'll do the
Okay.
cursed Minecraft move and dig straight down.
The curse
Thank
of
you, everyone.
doing
Welcome
never
to Our
disappear.
Demise. Thank you for joining the stream. Also, the question is the app available for iOS? Yes, it's on the App Store, but the iOS app cannot be used to control iOS. So you can use it to control a Mac or PC. Oh, my ankles! My leg!
Oh!
So it's more of a companion app
I didn't survive going
than a
down. I
full app.
fell too far.
I'll keep going.
Go for the
Oh
both
wait,
of
my
us.
camera controls got stuck.
I wish I could show a screenshot. It gets super pretty, and like when you get to like the core, when you get to different planets, it's
Oh, I
like
died.
yeah, that was too much of a drop. It's fine.
Yeah, this is basically how you spawn, by the way. You just like pop out of a random new shelter after you land. But yeah, then you can build rocket ships that can take you to other planets and land and destroy those planets too.
Some of the planets have fauna that will kill you. And you have to collect gas from some planets so you can like just survive and also build other stuff. And this is a little bit like a more poly version of like Satisfactory, because eventually you're gonna be creating things with machines and everything. We're just starting a game, so we barely scratched the surface.
Yeah. Next gaming stream, we'll have to pick it back up. Or you know what? Another good game that's kind of like this, a little bit more intense, is No Man's Sky.
Oh, No Man's Sky! We should play No Man's Sky. I got it.
Yeah.
Because they definitely did some really cool updates for No Man's Sky.
Oops.
Well, it's been fun, everyone. I got a jet, but
Thanks for stopping by, Evan. It's good chatting with you.
it's been fun. Good to talk to you too, Alex. It's been a long time, but
Yeah, you'll have to join us for another stream sometime. We'll play some more games. We'll probably do. I think next one we'll do on the gaming side, because we're gonna do a whole bunch of other streams for these idea hours. But we'll do one. Let me pause my voice controls. Where we can do some more like multiplayer games and stuff, and then we do host game nights every now and then where people can just jump into Cephable Discord. We play all sorts of games. Last time we did some Jackbox game stuff. We can even do some of the built-in Discord games and things like that. But that unfortunately is our hour, so we're probably gonna sign off here in just a minute. But sorry, Toby, go ahead. What was that?
I said Sea of Thieves is a good one.
Oh yeah, that's another fun one. The Sea of Thieves also kept crashing for me recently. Anyway, for everyone on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. Please jump into our Discord and join us. Also, I see you cut the game. It's gone. We're kicked out. And stay tuned for updates on our next idea hour. We're going to be doing all sorts of stuff, not just in gaming, but also like using other sort of apps, productivity stuff, educational things, but always more gaming. And then In the Discord, I'm going to post the profile that I have here for Astroneer. So I'm going to go ahead and actually make that share now. But thanks so much for joining us.